Video today on the topic of lower back pain. It's probably the most common thing I see as a physio, but I think it's also one of the most misunderstood conditions out there. There's so much misinformation and different theories around back pain, so ideally this video is going to clear up some of these issues. So the first thing I wanted to go through was the most common cause of lower back pain. Secondly, management around lower back pain, and third, and possibly most importantly, training with lower back pain. Alright, so topic number one. What is the most common cause of lower back pain? And the answer is overload. This just means we have exceeded our back's capacity. It's not a sign that we've caused any tissue damage or any long-lasting impairments. It's just our body's way of telling us that it's not too happy. So I always use the example of a little graph like this. So let's just say this top line here is your back's overall capacity. And then we kind of think of it as a day-to-day thing. So let's say you account for half of that is work. So whether that is like a labour job or a job where you're sitting down all day, even stay-at-home parent, we kind of allow for that much load in our back. On top of that, you might add in something like, obviously, CrossFit or whatever type of exercise you are participating in. So let's say, again, that takes us up to about here. So, in the given day-to-day scenario, we're staying under that threshold there, so our back's happy. It might be the week where you have done a bit of extra heavy lifting, or maybe a bit more sitting down at work or standing at work, and that's when we add in this little overload now. So not inherently a bad thing, but if that happens frequently enough, sometimes we get pain as a result. And again, to reiterate, it's not saying that our back is now injured, it's just you've exceeded the tissue's capacity, and we need to think of now how to manage that. Okay, topic number two, management. So you've got a sore back. What do you do? Well, obviously, come see me. But in all seriousness, physios are very well equipped to help you manage with lower back pain. Obviously, the first line of treatment is always going to be symptom relief. So if that, whether it involves massage or some gentle mobilisations, the goal is just to make your back feel better so you can engage in the activities that you want to do. On top of that, I think the most important part of our job as physios, especially with lower back pain, is education. So that covers a lot of topics. So I think more importantly, we talk about load management. Obviously, when our back's sore, like I was talking about, it's our body's way of saying it's not too happy at the moment. So we need to help design a plan for you so you can continue to do the things you want without increasing your pain. And I guess most importantly, again, with an education, and probably the main thing that most CrossFit athletes want to know is how to train with your back pain. Thirdly, and probably most importantly, the $1 million question, to train or not to train? So when you've got lower back pain, as I said before, pain is not a sign of tissue damage. It's not a sign that you've torn anything, damaged your discs, anything like that. Pain is simply our body's way of telling us that it's not happy. So I always give the advice of train within your tolerable limits. So whether that means reducing the amount of weight you're lifting, reducing the ranges within which you're lifting, they allow you then to work through your pain. Obviously the coaches here are brilliant and they are more than capable of modifying your training so you can work with your pain rather than avoiding sessions altogether. Let's say for instance you're doing a squat and you're getting pain if you're going below 90 degrees, just work within that pain-free range. Even if you are feeling pain during the workout, you're not actually progressing your condition. More often than not, back pain's going to resolve regardless of whether you train or rest. So I always give people the advice of if you train while you're sore or while your back's healing, you're going to hit the ground running once your pain's disappeared, rather than taking 6 weeks off, deconditioning, and then you're basically more prone to getting injured from that point anyway. So yeah, it is a complex thing to understand sometimes, but again, that's where you can work with myself or the coaches to continue getting strong rather than avoiding moving altogether. So hopefully these videos have given you some idea of lower back pain and how to manage it. Obviously, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me, or obviously book an appointment with me upstairs here. And yeah, hopefully we can keep you training.